Jay, you're a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Oh, Jay, you suck.
Hi, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How you doing? How's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's happy and healthy and having a good time. I hope everyone's enjoying the new year. We did it, everyone. We're in 2021. We made it another year around the sun, right? That's how it works. Every year is another cycle around the sun for the earth. I hope that's correct, because if it's not, I'm sounding like a fucking idiot right now who never completed middle school. Hopefully that's correct, that the sun and the rock, and it went around, and yay, and the number is a new one now. 2020 is now 2021, because that's how we decided to structure time. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you had a good New Year's, even though what the fuck is New Year's in a time like this, you know? Hope you had a good time. Hope you're around people you like, maybe even people you love. Hope it wasn't too much of a bummer New Year's Eve this year. Hope you had some laughs. Hope you had a fun time despite everything that's going on. Despite the fact that New Year's Eve in general is a depressing hellhole of a night that I don't like. I don't know how you guys feel about New Year's, but to me, it has always been a bullshit fucking holiday. I don't like it. And I thought for some reason, for some stupid fucking reason, I don't know why, I thought this year New Year's would be different. I thought that given the current circumstances that people would see through the facade, or at least the people who run New Year's Eve, who do the ball drop, or what, people who run ads on TV for the garbage. You would hope that people in general, the society, would have the wherewithal to understand that the current population of human beings alive understand, like, hey, things are too rough for us to be excited about bullshit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, things are too rough to be like, I can't wait to see Ryan Seacrest announce the ball dropping. You know? It's hard to be watching Ryan Seacrest on TV when you don't have any money in the bank. That's a difficult thing to do, because instead of being able to distract yourself and go, well, at least I have some money in the bank, you know, maybe this year I'll make more money. Instead of doing that, you're like, I don't have any money. The number changing from 20 to 21 isn't going to change my life at all. I just see Ryan Seacrest, who's wearing a nice fucking pea coat, and I want to kill him and take it. Do you understand? Like, that's... You're not going to do your resolutions. You're not going to do them. You aren't. New Year's is a holiday where everybody goes, I'm going to change my life, and then nobody does it. Okay? I'm going to work out every day this year. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. You go to the gym once, then you buy a bag of Fritos and shove them into your fucking Frito hole. Okay? You shove garbage into the circle on your face after you worked out for 45 minutes and went, I did it! I can have a donut. You eat the donut, and then you go, do I need to work out tomorrow? I don't know. And then in your head you went, I was going to work out every day. I missed one day. Might as well say fuck it to the year. That's what New Year's does. That's what New Year's resolutions do. They set you up for failure. That's why I fucking hate it, man. It's so stupid. It's so stupid to go, hey, I'm going to do this thing for the entire next year. You probably aren't. So don't set your expectations that high. That's why no one changes themselves, is because they go, oh, I'm going to work out for the entire year every single day. No, you're not. That's weird. Also, you don't have to do that. Say 3 times a week. Say once a week. Say something manageable so you can accomplish it. You know, sometimes life gets crazy and you can't fucking squat one day. Right? Sometimes the sky is falling and you can't do 35 push-ups. Leave yourself some wiggle room so you don't feel like a failure. Make a realistic goal. I don't like it, man. I'm not going to eat M&Ms for the whole year. So what if you don't eat M&Ms for 300 days, but then you fucking had a couple mishaps? That's better than fucking eating them every day, right? If you're a dude who eats M&Ms every fucking day, but then the next year you're like, listen, I didn't eat them for 50 of the weeks. Because you didn't do it for 52 weeks, are you going to feel like a cunt? No, dude, you still accomplished something. Ignore the shit. And the reason why I'm so worked up about it, is because I've been the person. I've been the person who's like, new year, new me. I'm going to do this whole different thing with myself. And what you do is, and this is what the majority of people do, is you tell... And this is another thing I hate about New Year's, is on New Year's, it's a lot of people going, what are you going to do this year? What's your New Year's resolution? And then you tell a person, hey, I plan on doing this, I plan on doing that, and then they tell you what they plan on doing, and then what it becomes is a circle jerk of, we're all going to do things. And you saying them out loud to another person makes it so your brain goes, well, I guess I did it, and then you never do the thing. New Year's Eve is often let me brag about things that I would like to do that I won't, but I'm not going to see this person till the following year, so they won't know at all that I didn't stick to my fucking word. That's what it usually is. And I'm not saying that that's what people do. I'm saying that as I've also done it, and fuck that. I don't want to do that shit anymore. And I don't want people to do that. If you want to look at the new year as a barometer for like how much I've done, do it, but for yourself. Because if you do it internally, you might actually change something. If you decide in your brain, I'm going to work out this year, and you don't tell anyone, you just decide that in your brain, then you probably will do it because that was a decision for yourself, so you'll probably make the change. New Year's, especially with social media, has become, let's make up some shit that we want to do for the sake of impressing everyone around us. But the fact that you're doing it to impress other people, you're not going to do it. You're just not. You're not. I'm not going to drink alcohol, caffeine, eat M&Ms, no sugar for me. I don't know why M&Ms and sugar is separate, because the person who said this is an idiot. No sugar, no fucking caffeine, no M&Ms. I'm going to work out every day, and I'm going to write a novel. How many people are going to like and share my Insta post? You know, people post that as a fucking list somewhere on the internet, and then everyone likes it and goes, do it, yeah! And the person's like, oh, yes, I got enough dopamine to do none of these things. I got enough of a dopamine rush to go, ooh, that felt good. Do I really want to write a novel? Do I have anything to talk about? No. Fuck it. Let me get a bag of M&Ms and maybe not eat them the following year. Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck it. Go into a room by yourself that no one's in. Go into the fucking bathroom, shut and lock the door, and look in the mirror and go, what the fuck do I want my life to look like? Okay? And if the mirror is too much for yourself, if you don't even want that much of a presence, look at the wall. Look into a corner of the room, stare at the fucking paint on the wall and go, "Hey man, what can I do this year that will make me feel like not killing myself?" And whatever the answer is, do that. And don't tell anyone you did it. Just do it. Do it for yourself. Have it be your own personal thing of like, I know I did that. And that will lead to you doing other things. Because you'll go, oh, I was able to do that thing, that one thing for myself. Why can't I do this other thing? Why can't I do this third thing? And then before you know it, you're actually fucking changing things instead of being a cunt on social media going, I'm gonna, yo, bro, fucking, I'm gonna hit the gym every goddamn day. I'm gonna fucking make 6 figures this year. Good luck in COVID, dude. What are you talking about? Read a book, okay? I'm going to read one book this year. Say that to yourself. And then once you read that book, you go, oh, fuck. That's better than not reading any books the year before. Something manageable so you don't feel like a piece of shit. And also, fuck the year. That's my main point. Who gives a fuck about the year? If you're in December going, oh, I need to change my life, well, let me wait for New Year's to do it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just start in December. You know? And if you go, oh, well, I want to do this for a year, but then in your head you're like, well, is this something I want to do for a year? I want to change my life and just do this now. The year, I just think the year, looking at life in years is gonna fuck you up. Because life is not, it doesn't work in years, dude. Is COVID gone? When 2020 switched to 2021, did COVID disappear? Did you get a job? Okay? Were you handed $2K in the mail? No. 2020 turned into 2021 and you're still fucking don't have any money. You still don't have a job. And you still might get COVID. Okay? And I'm not saying that as like, that's you. I'm saying that as like, that's us, man. That's me as well. Minus the COVID thing. I already got COVID, so I probably won't get it again, hopefully. But, like, I don't have any money. Okay? And there's not much of an ability to make it right now. And that's not... The number didn't change that. Okay? There's things in my life that I haven't been doing that I want to be doing, and I've, in previous years, when I was younger, I've looked at it in the year thing. And I guess what I'm saying is don't do what I fucking did. Because in previous years, I looked at life in years. So you would think about the things you wanted to do, and the New Year's would come around, and you go, well, that's when I'll start. That's when I'll start. But you saying that's when I'll start is you saying I'm never going to do that. Because what is the reason for waiting? There is no reason. There's no reason to wait to do something that you can already be doing. Just start now. Start right fucking now. Okay? January 1st was what? For what this is, well, you're listening to this on a Monday if you're listening to it the day it comes out. So Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday. So 2 days ago was January 1st. Already some of you have fucked up your New Year's resolutions, I'm sure. I'm sure some of you have already fucked it up. Who cares? If you fucked up a New Year's resolution, it doesn't matter. The first didn't matter. None of it fucking matters. Whatever resolution you have, do it the best you can, and don't see it as a resolution. See it as a life change. Oh, I want to do this from now on. And I'm going to do it as much as possible. If you're like, I want to exercise in my life, don't look at it as this year I'm going to exercise. Look at it as I want to exercise. I'm going to exercise as much as I can. How much can I exercise in a month? Look at it like that. How much can I exercise in a week? Look at it like that. I don't know, man. I'm also not like, I'm not. If I sound like an asshole right now, feel free to be like, shut up, idiot, and turn this off. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway. I'm just a guy pontificating. But I just feel bad and I feel shitty because I just feel like we're in a trap. Like the way things are set up is an on purpose trap. Like people don't want you to change your life. They want you to stay the same. They want to see you next New Year's in the same depressive state so you can all drink together and lie about what you're going to do. People like their habits, they like their rituals, they like to stay the same. And after all, this podcast is a lot of me saying to the ether what I feel is happening to myself, and like maybe that's how I feel. I feel there's rituals, there's the mundane, same habitual garbage that you do with certain people where eventually you're like, I don't want to be around these certain people because these people don't want me to change. They want me to stay the same fucking person so that we could all continue to do nothing together. Fuck that. If you feel like you're in a situation where the people around you, you're like, I feel like, if you feel afraid to change around the current friends you have, get new friends. You change and see what happens. If you believe that changes for the better, just fucking change, man. And if those friends leave you, you'll find new friends. You'll find new people who are happy with you improving yourself. Don't let that fear hold you down. Just don't. It's going to kill you. Okay? It's going to eat at your fucking brain. So yeah, make resolutions that make sense, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Damn, dude, that was like 20 minutes of me screaming. I think this is what we'll do. Fuck New Year's, right? If you're listening to this right now, think of something that you want to do to change your life and do it. And I'll do one too. Okay? I'm going to read a fucking book. I'm going to try to read more books, okay? I'm not going to try to. I'm going to read more books, okay? So I'm going to make a promise to myself to read a book. I might read it in a month. I might read it in 2 months. It might take me 3 months. Who knows how long it'll take me, but I'm going to read a book. I want to make a life change to read more, so I'm going to do that. That way, when I read the book, I'll feel good. I won't feel like, but I didn't do it in this time frame. At least I fucking did something that I wouldn't have already done. If you want to eat less M&Ms, write down how much you eat them now, and then don't eat them that much. And don't do it just for a year. Do it for as long as you think is necessary. If you're like, hey, man, I don't want to eat M&Ms for a month, don't eat it for a month, and then you're chill. Doesn't need to be the whole year. Find out what you can do and do it. That's what you should do. Find out what you can accomplish on your own and do it. And that way you'll have an idea of like, okay, I can do this, I can do that. Maybe I can do this other thing. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that me fucking yelling like a psychopath about that shit. I just hate it, man. I just hate New Year's. I hate it. Especially this year. especially this year. You just think the walls are going to come down. People aren't going to say new year, new me, but they are. Even in the fucking GD numeral 2, dude. Even the Great Depression 2. The Great Depression, the sequel. Even in the sequel to the greatest depression of all time, you got fucking assholes still going, new year, new me. People being like, well, I'm not unemployed. Good for you. What about those people who are like, well, I have a job right now. I don't understand why other people don't have jobs. I have a job right now. Good for you. Good for fucking you. You asshole. You fucking douche. I don't understand it. I know we're apparently in a fucking another depression, but like, I have a job. Why don't you have one? Oh, good for you. You have a job. You fucking asshole. You douchebag. You shitty fucking cunt. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Just because you have something doesn't mean it's not rough for a lot of other people. You know? Just because you are doing pretty good doesn't mean it's not bad for everybody. Before the Depression, right? When we apparently had record unemployment numbers, or record employment numbers, excuse me, when we had record employment, lots of people had jobs. Still, in other countries, people are starving to death. People are being bombed out of their fucking buildings. Drones are hovering over their head, shooting them in the face. Okay, bro? Just because you're doing good doesn't mean other people don't want to kill themselves. Have some fucking perspective. Dude, I don't know. It's just so frustrating and weird. It's just weird. I don't want the camera to run out. I got something else to talk about, but I'm going to wait for the second half. Let's talk about something nice. Let's talk about something more fun. My friend, his family dog is sick, and let's talk about something fun. My friend's family dog is sick. That's what I just did. Let's talk about something more upbeat. My friend's family dog is on the process of leaving the earth through death. No, he's not doing well, so the doctor was like, he might die soon, so you might as well just give him whatever food he wants. And my friend goes, so now his favorite food is nachos. Which is so fun, which just made me laugh, because it's just like, I'm picturing a dog like on his way out sampling all of the delicious foods that humans are allowed to eat, or, you know, humans decide to eat, because when you think about it, like, we shouldn't eat the things we eat. Like, it would be better for us if we had a person who's like, no, these are the healthy things. And then we're like, well, what about nachos? And they're like, no, you don't want to eat that. Eat the kibble. If we had somebody, like, if we were all prescribed trainers by the government that forced us to eat kibble, we'd probably be a healthier society. But it'd be less fun. So anyway, a dog is given kibble because it has an owner that's like, I want to feed you healthy, or it's got an owner who's like, I'll give you whatever the fuck. But in this case, it's an owner who's like, I want to feed you the right things. And the dog ended up living a long enough life, I guess. I don't know how old the dog is. All I know is the dog ate kibble, the people tried to feed it right, and now it's sick and it's gonna die. So the vet was like, give it whatever you want. And now I just imagine a dog sampling, like, he's got like a bowl full of nachos, a bowl full of pizza, a bowl full of steak, and he always goes to the nachos. His favorite food now is nachos. That's a dog who sampled the good things in life and decided upon the best option. You know? You know what I'm saying? I just like the phrase his favorite. It means he's been enjoying a lot of people food. And he's smart enough to know what he likes and doesn't like. I just think that's funny. Anyway, but also I was thinking, because my friend then goes, yeah, now the dog has lived. They gave the dog like 3 months, and he's been alive for like 7 months now. And I'm like, yeah, dude, because you started feeding him nachos. You started feeding him all this fucking amazing food, and the dog's like, dude, I can't fucking die right now. I gotta stay alive. Fucking nachos exist? I can't fucking peace out right now. Imagine being that dog. He's like, fuck, life sucks. All I'm eating is this hard fucking shit that hurts my teeth. God, fuck this. Then all of a sudden a plate of nachos comes in. They slurp it up. They're like, what the fuck, dude? Fuck this. I love life, dude. I gotta keep going. I think that might be the number one way to lengthen a sick dog's life, is give them whatever food they want, and they'll find the will to live. They will fucking fight through the cancer and find the will to eat nachos for 7 more weeks. For sure, dude. You give a dog a cheeseburger and he'll find a way to pack on an extra 2 years. 100%. His body will fucking reconstruct itself to have a couple more French fries, okay? At first, I was like, oh, this vet is an asshole. He's just prescribing this dog to die. And now I'm like, no, he understood the will of a dog. A dog loves food enough to stay alive multiple years to keep eating the good shit. You know? That's a fucking good boy right there. Eating nachos, staying alive for a couple extra months, that's a good fucking boyo. Anyway, the timer just went out, so I'm going to enter the second half. See you in a sec. What's up? I'm back. And it's snowing behind me. That's nice. That's a nice change of pace. Nice flurries of snow behind me as I shout and get annoyed. At least there's a calming backdrop while I rant like a fucking lunatic. Rant and ramble like a psycho. Anyway, so yeah, the dog is having nachos. That's great. I'm glad for the dog. I'm happy for the dog. I wish you could feed a dog anything, right? I guess you can, but at the same time, it's like, should I be doing that? You want your dog to live a long life, but I don't know. I guess it's the same. I don't know. I guess I wonder. Is it more compassionate to a dog to give them delicious foods that are bad for them? Or is it more compassionate to give it only healthy foods so it lives a healthier, longer life? I don't know. I guess because some people probably look at it like their kid. You know, I have a kid, but I'm not going to only feed my kid healthy shit. But then some people look at their kids and go, oh, I'm going to only feed my kid healthy shit because it's my kid and I want it to live a long life and learn healthy habits. Which, is that true? I don't know. I feel like a lot of times when you teach a kid healthy habits, they're going to rebel. I feel like a kid rebels no matter what you do. I think basically if you want a kid to be a certain way, you should do the opposite so it rebels towards the thing you want. You know? You should reverse psychology your child. That's what I think. If you want a healthy kid, you should feed him fucking McDonald's so then he'll be like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you guys. McDonald's is the devil. I'm a fucking vegan now. And you're like, hell yeah, dude. You didn't even know that's what I wanted. What? I fucking wanted you to become a vegan, you dipshit. Hell yeah, dude. Reverse psychology worked. I fucking manipulated my kid. Fuck yes. Why did you do that? Because I knew you would fucking rebel, because that's what kids do. Go not eat a cheeseburger. Hell yeah, dude. I wanted you to be a vegan asshole. It's interesting, because for a kid, I would give my kid Oreos. I would give my kid, not all the time, but like I would treat my kid to some garbage. you know? But if I had a dog, I probably wouldn't do that. I would make sure the dog didn't eat anything fucked. And try and make him live as long as possible until the vet inevitably was like, the dog's going to die. It's time for the nachos. And then I would find out, oh, wait a second. Dogs will live a long time. Here's the thing. A dog will live a long time eating terrible food, but they will suffer through it. Like my friend had 2 dogs that he would feed McDonald's, which is also funny because I watched my friend feed whatever he didn't eat from McDonald's to his dogs. Like he had like half a thing of fries left and he just handed it to his dogs and they scarfed it down. Or he would fucking his cheeseburger because he needed plain cheeseburgers. This kid would go to fucking McDonald's and go, "Can I get a double hamburger? No. Can I get a double hamburger plain?" Right? So every once in a while, they would accidentally put cheese on it, accidentally put an onion on it, whatever the fuck. Accidentally put ketchup on it. Like they would accidentally sometimes put things on it that he could just take off, like a fucking 2 specks of an onion. But no, if anything was on it that he didn't want, if there was anything on it that deviated from it being a plain double hamburger, he was like, oh, fuck, they put a pickle on it. And he would throw it to his dogs, and his dogs would tear it apart. But it's funny because then years later, I was like, do you remember when you used to feed your dog, or he was complaining going, oh, my mom, because what happened was I watched his dogs be very healthy. And then after 5 years or whatever it was, after eating all of his fucking leftover McDonald's and basically any fucking human food that was there, and also his mom would just straight up give them garbage. These are good people, by the way. I don't think people are bad people if they feed their dog human food. It is what it is, man. People make their decisions. But anyway, my friend years later was complaining, going, because now his dogs were like super thick. They couldn't breathe correctly. They could barely move. Both of them ballooned up. Like they got super fucking thick. They were thick boy dogs, dude. They looked like a fucking meme size. They looked bad. They looked like, you know, isn't there a meme of a thick dog? They looked like a thick fucking dog. They looked thick as shit. They looked fat and large and like they shouldn't be the size they are, you know? And if you ask the vet said the same thing. Yeah, they shouldn't be the size they are. Both of them have organs that are failing and they can't breathe right. And my friend told me about that, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, you guys feed them garbage all the time. And he goes, yeah, I know. My mom feeds them trash constantly. And I was like, hey, man, what do you mean your mom? He's like, oh, while I'm away at college, my mom just feeds them bad food. And I go, dude, I seem to recall many nights in high school where there was a fucking piece of there was a speckle of pickle on your hamburger and you shoved it into your dog's mouth. I recall that. I recall them eating a 4-piece nugget meal. What is it called? A double, what is that called? The fucking double, a McDouble. I seem to recall, I could think of the fucking word McDouble. I seem to recall your dog's eating a full McDouble McChicken and 10-piece nugget meal. I seem to recall that, dude. I seem to recall seeing your dogs eat fucking more McDonald's than us some nights because you didn't feel like eating it. And thankfully, my friend is rational, and he laughed when I said that. Was like, oh, yeah, you're right. I guess I did feed them a lot of food. Actually, at first, he was hesitant. He was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, listen to the pitch of your voice. Listen to how high-pitched you fucking got. You know you did it. And then he was like, yeah, I guess I did. Once I explained, don't you remember when you had cheese on your burger that you didn't want cheese on? You fucking threw it to them? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's true. I still do that. You still do it. Your dog can't fucking breathe right, and you still shove a fucking burger in his throat. Stop. But yeah, but it's interesting because those dogs also lived a long life. I think those dogs lived longer than my family dog's life, which he just lived a life of eating kibble. Every once in a while, my dad would like cut up some steak for him. But that's because my dad's a butcher, and what are you going to do? But also, that's kind of weird. Should animals be eating food they don't get themselves? I guess so, because people at this point eat food they don't get themselves. Like, we buy the food. But for the most part, I mean, I'm very separated from most food I eat. I usually don't fucking cook it. I usually just order out. Or like a friend of mine cooks the food. Like, I rarely ever cook it. Most of the time, food is bought and prepared, and then I shove it into my face. That's most of it. I buy food that's already cooked by somebody else who has more skills than I do, and then I shovel it into my fucking hole that's on my face. So I guess I shouldn't be poo-pooing dogs for eating food that we prepare for them, because fucking at this point, we're dogs. At that point, at a certain point, I have that in common with dogs, in that I don't prepare my own food. I fucking get it from somebody else. I buy it from fucking McDonald's and I shove it in my face. Dude, last night somebody was asking me like, how much fast food I eat. She was like, I'm finding out a lot of men eat a lot of fast food. And I go, define a lot. She goes, at least once a week is a lot. And I go, well, you're going to be hard pressed to find a man who doesn't eat McDonald's once a week. You're going to be hard pressed to find somebody who doesn't eat some sort of fast food once a week. Also, let's define fast food. You can't just be like, do you eat fast food once a week, and not be like, these are fast food? Because if I'm getting Chipotle, is that fast food? If I'm getting Shake Shack, is that fast food? Okay, I consider it fast food, but others might be like, no. Chipotle is not fucking fast food. It is, though, okay? Chipotle, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, fucking Domino's, they're under the same umbrella. Burger King, it's all the same garbage. It's food you get quickly and you eat because you're too lazy to cook. That's what it is, man. You're too impatient to be at a restaurant and you're too lazy to cook, so you're at Chipotle. That's how it goes. And I'm not shitting on anyone for that, because that's me. I'm the person. I'm the person I'm not going to fucking cook. Don't want to do it. Don't want to. It's just the time. I'm impatient. It's all impatience. It's all just not wanting to fucking. I'm hungry, You're standing by the thing. It's sizzling. I want to fucking. Your stomach's growling. You're like, this is what the fuck? I'm going to go to the drive-thru. Fuck this. That's all it is. That's the only thing that prevents, at least me, from cooking, is just pure impatience when it comes to food. I have no patience when it comes to food. Once I'm hungry, I'm just like, I'm going to take care of this by having someone else at a store take care of it for me. Anyway, that was a nice detour, huh? Let's get back to what I wanted to talk about. Let's get back to what I talked about for way too long in the beginning that I then got off of for a little bit because I felt bad how fucking intensely I was talking about it. Let's get back to that stuff. So, I watched the ball drop with my parentals this year, with my two parents. And I wasn't watching the whole thing. I was chilling, doing something else. And then midnight rolled around, and I was like, oh, let me go watch it with them. So I went into the living room with them, and I watched the ball fucking drop. And as I was sitting there, I was in a pretty good mood. At that point, I had mostly avoided people's New Year's resolutions. I've mostly avoided the fucking... Because also the thing about New Year's that I don't like is you feel a pressure to do something. You feel like you don't... I do have FOMO as much as I don't like to admit it. I do. When New Year's rolls around, I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to do anything. I wish I could just stay home. But part of me is like, well, what if something cool happens? Which it never does. My last New Year's was boring as fuck. And I enjoyed it with the friend I was with. But at the same time, all of the shit in my head of like, well, maybe. None of it happened. Okay? What happens is you have one New Year's that's fucking wild, and then you're chasing that high. You have one holiday where like, oh, the crazy amount of things that you thought maybe would happen end up happening for whatever reason. The stars align, and you're like, oh, you actually do end up at a weird rooftop with people you don't know. Then you find someone beautiful who you spend a night with, and like, you almost fight somebody, but then you don't because you said something funny and and you fucking jerked off a squirrel and killed a kid. All those things. Sometimes you have a wild night and those things happen. So then you're just chasing like, oh, maybe that'll happen again, dude. Maybe I'll fucking just have a crazy night again. And then you never do. You have one time, or maybe you have a couple of them, but you don't need, it doesn't need to be New Year's Eve for you to have that night. As somebody who's gone out too much, you're going to have crazy nights because they just happen sometimes. It doesn't need to be a certain time of the year or fucking, it could be a Wednesday at a bar that no one's at. All of a sudden the right person comes in and shit goes wild. So, but you tell yourself, no, New Year's, if anything, New Year's, the nights everyone goes out, they suck the most because it's everyone wanting something crazy to happen, so nothing ever does. And it's all just boring fucking bullshit and people kissing when the fucking ball drops and you go, hey, man, I hope you die. Anyway. Fucking gross men being like, this is when I get courage. Hey, man, get courage before the ball drops. I've said this before in the podcast. Kiss somebody because you want to kiss them, dude. Don't wait for the ball to drop, you creepy, spineless fuck. Anyway. But I was watching just a little bit of the ball drop, and I started seeing Ryan Seacrest fucking on some balcony so he has no mask on, which, whatever, I don't care. But the thing that bothers me is just like, he's like, yeah, this is a very strange time, but we're enjoying the new year. And up next is Doja Cat and Maroon 5 and Somebody Loves the Jonases and Dimble Dongle Flip Dick and Shabba-da-ba-da Hip Hop Zip Dop and fucking Drake. He's acting as though he's saying, oh, it's not business as usual, but then he's acting like, well, it is, though. It's exactly business as usual. The only difference between this fucking ball drop and the one last year is that less people are allowed to be there. But they still had the fucking thing. They had people performing. They had people pretending like there's something to celebrate. They had people still in the middle of a depression, right? When COVID is still fucking raging, when people don't have money or jobs, still acting like, hey, but the number, hey, but 2021. And then they kept cutting to other people on the fucking street, right? And every person they cut to, every person with a microphone was wearing a fucking bedazzled mask. This one woman had a fucking bedazzled, fucking glowing, sparkling red mask and this nice fucking red coat. And then this other dude had this fucking very nice black, sparkly mask and very nice black and white fur coat. And you're just like, what are you guys doing? And then they're talking about the frontline workers. And they're like, hey, we wanted to say thank you to all the frontline workers by having them be able to come down to Times Square right now. Hey, man, how about you put money in their fucking pocket? This guy is literally, as the ball dropped, He was in a fucking mink coat, a fur fucking expensive coat, going, oh my God. And people right next to him are in the armed services, or fucking probably just worked in a hospital where a guy with COVID coughed in their face and they're worried about giving it to their kids and killing their whole family. They're standing next to this guy with his coat, and he's going, thank you so much to all the people who fucking take care of us and all of the incredible essential employees. You guys are keeping us alive, and you guys are the ones that we respect. Hey man, you're wearing a coat that's more than a year's salary for them. Give them your coat. Take the coat off, get a little bit cold, and hand it to the fucking people who are next to you. Okay? Oh my God. Well, I don't know why I'm miming a microphone when I have one right here. Oh my God. The fucking frontline workers are just like, they're fucking killing it, and oh my God, and like, I know that I make so much money than all of them do, and they probably would much rather me give them a small portion of the money I make than force them all to come here in the cold and celebrate a new year that doesn't matter. They'd probably much rather have the coat off my back and to see me get chilly. But you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to wear this coat and continue to make way more money than all of them. But thank you for making me not die of COVID. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. And then they got J-Lo, the ball drops, and they cut to J-Lo making out with fucking A-Rod. Is there anything less you want to see right now than two people with more money than fucking God making out while a pandemic is happening? Are you out of your fucking mind? You think I want to see J-Lo and A-Rod mush their mouths together when you're telling me that I can't go outside? Are you out of your fucking mind? Okay, and at that point, I was bottling all this in. I was like, all right, man, whatever. It is what it is. This is what people are going to do. Commercials are on that are like, oh my God, 2020 sucked, huh? But 2021, you're going to transform your life. No, we're not. Why don't you fucking help us Why don't you fucking get rid of COVID, and then we could transform our lives? Anyway, all of this was just like me going, maybe I'm just being bitter. Maybe I'm just being an asshole. But then Ryan Seacrest is standing next to J-Lo and A-Rod and their fucking 8 kids. And he says, what have you got going on? That's what he says. That's what he says to fucking Jennifer Lopez during these times. What do you got going on? You know what her answer should be? Nothing. I got nothing going on. You know why? Because people out there, they're bummed out and they don't have work, and I'm not going to brag about shit I fucking have going on because I have enough money to have things keep going, okay? But instead, she starts talking about it. She starts saying, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and things are in the works. And in the middle of saying it, she's like, wait a second. I shouldn't be talking about all the fucking work I'm doing when people, because they have no money, are also not allowed to work. That's a fucking cool thing, huh? People who are wealthy are allowed to create more work for themselves to be more wealthy, but everybody else who's on the fucking bottom half of making money, well, you guys, I know you're losing your businesses, but also fuck you, stay indoors. Well, I need to make money though. Yeah, but you don't have enough money to make more money, so fuck you. Anyway, in the middle of her talking, she's like, oh, I should probably not be saying all these things I'm doing. So she goes, yeah, anyway, I'm just trying to, things are happening, but I'm just happy to be with my family. And then she looks at her kids and she's like, they grew up a lot this year. And that's when I went, no, dude. That's when I went, are you okay? I'm not being a bitter asshole. Fuck these people. Fuck her. Okay, and I like Jennifer Lopez. I think she's contributed a massive amount of cool work to the world, and I think she's, contributed sex appeal and incredible songs and blah, 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 blah. She's done some good shit, I think. I think she's talented, and I appreciate that. But also, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Your kids have grown up a lot this year? Really? How have they grown up? Explain to me how your 8 kids have grown up a lot in this year when they're in Times Square on a balcony celebrating New Year's Eve. Okay? How did they grow up a lot this year when they're doing something that literally the rest of the nation is not allowed to do? How did they have a hard time when they're living a life that fucking no one gets to live? Okay? How did they grow up a lot when they literally will never ever suffer or have to live with a financial problem ever? Tell me how they fucking grew up when all of the coats they're wearing combined could provide stimulus for the whole nation. Tell me, dude. Tell me. If J-Lo and A-Rod wanted to pool their money together, they could give us all at least $200, okay? They grew up a lot this year. Fuck off, dude. Fuck you, dude. You know what she meant to say? She meant to say, I grew up a lot this year. I fucking found out that I have 8 kids. I did not know these were my kids. I had no idea they existed. I have been working and out so often and like doing my own thing that like I suddenly had to go home and I was like, oh shit, I have 8 kids. Damn, I didn't realize that any of you were my offspring. In fact, like, are they my kids? Like, did they come from A-Rod? I don't know these kids. Where did they come from? Are we doing a program right now where kids without homes are getting shoved over to celebrities? Because if that's the case, like, I'll do it for COVID, but once COVID's over, fuck these kids, okay? Even if they are my kids, once COVID's over, I'm going to do the plans that I almost said on air, but I decided not to because that'd be crazy. But once COVID starts, I'm going to do Hustle too, and Hustlers too, and I'm not going to see these kids for fucking 7 months because I don't give a shit, dude. I need to get an Oscar, bro. Fuck these kids. That's what she meant to say. They grew up a lot this year because, I get it now. They grew up a lot this year because they actually had to see their parents who fucking never saw them because they were too busy making money. Also, no, I like their kids, man. That you don't choose the life you have. So the kids won the lottery on a financial way, but I'm sure fucking, like I said, I'm sure their parents are not the most attentive, okay? I'm sure that they're only I'm sure they had to listen to J-Lo multiple times be like, you don't understand how hard it is for me. Your mother hasn't fucking been to a photo shoot in months. Fuck you, dude. Seriously, man. Fuck off. All celebrities should be in hiding right now. Are you kidding? I don't think people understand the severity of the situation. I don't think celebrities understand that when you are sitting there going, well, I mean, quarantine's been fine for me. You don't understand how much like the population of America just wants to kill you. Just wants to go, hey man, it's time to go. You know? It started with that fucking Imagine song. Or when somebody says it's very hard. When J-Lo says her kids grew up a lot in a year. No, they didn't. They ate every single day of the fucking year. Okay? They had a nice big room every day of the year. You know what they had? They got to not go to school. That's what they got. In a comfy house. How many TVs do you have? Or when celebrities are like, well, times are tough for everybody. Really? Did you have to sell one of your 10 fucking houses? I had to sell my fucking vacation house. Good, dude. Did you need a vacation house? Most people don't have a first house. So I'm sorry that you had to sell that, but I don't have sympathy for you, dude. I don't have a fuck to give to you. What I'm saying is, read a room, J-Lo. Read the temperature of the nation. My kids fucking grew up a lot this year. How many TVs are in each of their rooms? Okay? The earmuffs on your daughter's head, how much did they cost? Enough for me to go, she didn't have a tough year. They're expensive enough for me to go, J-Lo, she had a chill fucking year. A-Rod's just chilling. A-Rod's smart. I mean, he's at least not talking. I was going to say he's smart. I don't know if he's smart. But he's not. And also, to be fair, no one wants to. If it's J-Lo and A-Rod in a room, no one's going to talk to fucking A-Rod. You know? Ryan Seacrest made the right pick. I'm going to ask fucking J-Lo what's going on, because once he stopped playing baseball, everyone was like, okay, what are you doing, man? Doesn't he have a podcast? People were like, what? What, dude? Aren't you the guy we got angry at a lot because you didn't fucking hit as many things as we wanted? I don't know. All I know is that A-Rod, I don't understand A-Rod's existence. All I know is that A-Rod was supposedly an amazing baseball player. Then he fucking was on the Yankees, and then everyone was like, this guy sucks. He's a piece of shit. And I was like, I don't understand why you guys hate him so much. And now he has a podcast and is married to J-Lo. That's what I know of A-Rod. And he was making out with fucking J-Lo, and when she was like, my kids had it hard this year, he wasn't smart enough to go, well, but we still have it much better than everybody. We still have it better than everyone else. He should have jumped the fuck in. To J-Lo's credit, it seemed like she realized at least a little bit. She had two moments. One of them was her realizing like, oh, I shouldn't be talking about my projects. That's weird. And then also when she said they grew up a lot this year, you could tell that, I mean, at least I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I sensed a little bit of her being like, well, I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that because my kids don't fucking... because that's just flat out not true. They didn't grow up. I mean, maybe they grow up a little bit, but not as much as a fucking... Dude, I watched footage on the news of people lined up to receive free food, like full families who had fucking homes last year without a home in their car trying to get like a fucking turkey for Christmas. Waiting in a fucking line of cars. Okay? Like, if they're watching the celebration, like they feel like, what are you talking about? I think the bottom line is, and the reason why it got me so angry is a combination of a lot of things. But like, it's her saying it's been hard for them on top of being given, dude, in fucking Canada, you know how much money they've been, I think I could be wrong, but I think they were given $2,000 every month of the pandemic. Each citizen, $2,000 every month. Okay? I could be wrong on that, but let's say it's $1,000 every month. We got one check of $1,200, and now we're getting a second check of $600 9 months later. Or is it 10 months? I don't even know anymore. That's not okay. And it's something like that. And then it's celebrities who, when there is no pandemic, they're like, we're helping this cause. We're raising money for this cause. We care about equality. We care about people being heard. We care about making life a better place. They say all this shit, right? And then, dude, if you asked all the fucking wealthy people in Hollywood to pool their money together, they could say fuck you to the government and give us all checks. And we would love them for it. We'd be like, oh my God, you guys actually do give a fuck about society. You actually give a fuck about the people who literally put money in your pockets by going to see your fucking movies. You give a fuck. Wow, dude. These corporations, Disney, dude, like, and I'm not somebody who's like, you can't make money in the country. It's fine, dude. You can make money, but why do you have to be a cunt? Why is making a lot of money synonymous with you being a stingy fucking cunt? Why? People will say, well, that's how they got there in the first place. Well, fuck that. And I don't believe that's true. I think there's some wealthy people who will give their money. But it's like, if you're an asshole, then just look at it from an asshole perspective. If you're fucking Bezos, look at it from this perspective. If you gave us all fucking some relief, if you said, fuck the government, I'm going to provide 2K checks for people, we would all be like, you know what? I don't like corporations, but I'm fucking shopping on Amazon. No, but the problem is he doesn't need to do that because we all shop there no matter what. Because we're all slaves to fucking everything. We're all stuck. All of us are stuck in the same cycles that give us nothing. What I learned this year is, and I think what the nation learned, what a lot of people learned this year with the celebrities and the government and the wall being torn down, right? The fourth wall being fucking broken. I think you realize that the slogan of America is nobody gives a fuck about you. That's what it is. Nobody gives a fuck. And that really is, I think, what it is in this country, is if you're, and I'm saying this as a person who, I love free speech. There are aspects of America that I love very much, but you can't deny the fact that if you don't have money, this country does not give a fuck about you. And it doesn't want to help you. It just wants to ignore that you're there. Right? And we're being confronted with a problem right now where lots of people are unemployed, and it's not just a couple of homeless people. That's how we operate with homeless people. Unfortunately, that's what it is. You ignore that they're there. You walk by. But now more and more fucking people don't have a job. More and more people don't have fucking money. And it's harder to ignore people when it's everybody. But you realize there's no system in place ready for an influx of people not having jobs or not having money. The same rule applies. Well, let's just ignore it. I know everyone wants 2K and it would make everyone happy and it would be fucking great, especially during the holidays, but I already make fucking so much money it's not even funny, so let's just give them 600 checks because they don't give a shit. They'll fucking deal with it. So I guess what I want to say is, if you feel that way, if you're feeling like me, lost and like, well, nobody gives a fuck, just know that there are people around you who you love. Hold them close. They give a fuck about you, okay? I give a fuck about you, which is true and it isn't true, because if I don't know you personally, I might not. I don't know. I don't know you. You might be a fucked up person. But if you're listening to this right now, fuck it. Not many people listen to this podcast. There's probably a handful of people listening. Whoever's listening to this right now, I give a fuck about you, okay? If you don't have any money, if you're dirt fucking poor, I don't give a shit. I care about you. You're cool. I like you, okay? You're a good person. Hang in there. Hang the fuck in there. We're gonna get through it, man. We'll get through it. It may feel like the world doesn't care about you, but I do. People do. People give a shit about you, and you will fucking get better. Things will improve. You got to keep going. You got to keep going with the fucking fingers up, and anybody who's being a cunt, you go, fuck you, get out of my way. Take the people you love, hold them close, and then with your other hand, flip the bird to anybody who's being a piece of shit. That's what you got to do. So don't make resolutions, make changes. Don't fucking listen to J-Lo saying her life is tough or her kid's life is tough. It's not. Stick to your own fucking situation. Make your own life better. Laugh when you can. cry when it feels right, and just fucking don't kill yourself. All right? Stay strong, man. Stay alive, and things will improve. We just gotta make it improve for ourselves, because no one's here to fucking help. So let's make some fucking good changes, man. Anyway, this was a fun podcast. I think I've talked enough for the week. I hope some of what I said made sense. I hope I didn't sound like too much of a fucking asshole. None of what I say is out of animosity. It's just out of frustration and out of the fact that I just want life to be better for fucking everybody. Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is going to continue to be a fun fucking podcast. So if you like the podcast, let other people know about it. If you want it to just be a thing that you listen to yourself, fucking keep doing that solo dolo. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. You guys are the fucking best. This is an exclusive dope club, and I'm glad you're here. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
J-A